You're right.
Yeah, hi. How have you been? Sorry, I'm Michelle.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You too.
I'm okay. Getting through it. Got some coursework I'm getting through, but we moved. What about you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what are you studying?
I do comp sci. What about you?
Economics.
Oh, okay, nice.
Final year. What year?
I'm final year as well. Whereabouts are you from?
Nigeria.
Oh, okay. I'm from Poland, but I grew up in the UK, which is why I sound like this. How did you find out about the thing then, the grip program?
So I saw it in one of the university's emails, I think.
Literally me too. I feel like everyone did.
I saw it in, I think, ACS. So, and then I was like, okay, this thing looks very interesting. So
Yeah.
I went, and then I went on YouTube actually, and then I heard people's experiences.
After getting the email, I went on their site and stuff. Like you mentioned the YouTube of it.
Yeah, I mean, on YouTube, like people had lots of nice things to say about the programs. I was like, well, okay, let me go and see.
I feel like a lot of people, I get that. It was kind of the same. Like there's like a may as well sort of attitude that a lot of people had. Just might as well not got anything better to do. But I no one sort of like regretted it. It was all,
Yeah.
I might as well. Got something good out of it.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it because like I really got to meet some people. I learned a lot, and yeah,
I get
it
that.
was very fulfilling and enriching. What's the highlight of the program?
So this kind of sounds okay. So for me, unironically, it was like the little breaks, and I don't mean that in like a bad way, but like the conversations that were held were like really insightful, really good. Like I kind of went in expecting like a little bit unserious sort of like, podcaster chat style topic. But it was proper like, having little circles, talking like geopolitical stuff, diaspora wars, like how black women get treated, everything. Like it was really good. I think genuinely like I still like talk to a bunch of people from it and stuff. So like that's worthwhile. That's as well as like whatever skills and slogans and mantras. There's people that you still chat to, connections you make. Even like some people had the vibe a little bit of like, when someone's like a LinkedIn collector
Yeah.
and they're really about their like, yeah, are you? Is it? Okay. Look, get your bag. But, it's really nice vibes regardless. What about you?
We were able to express ourselves without judgment. So yeah, I feel that it was very enriching and it was a wonderful experience for me.
I feel that. Like, what was I gonna say? It was quite a comfy space, just to say whatever. Like, I feel like I'm not the only one who, at the start, was a little bit shaky. Like, can I say this? Can I say that? Well, is this like a place where I can talk about certain things? So what was your expectation of just the thing in general?
Honestly, I didn't know. I was very curious about the whole thing, so that's why I decided to sign up. I didn't know what to expect initially. I enjoyed myself, and I'm glad that I signed up for the program.
You want to sit for a minute?
Yeah, let's sit down.
But like, if there's nothing you expected, was there something like you explicitly didn't expect?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Anything that I didn't expect. I mean, I wouldn't, like, for me, like being able to make new friends, I don't think it's something that I had expected.
Right.
Like, I just thought it was something that would come and then they'll talk to us about leadership, and then like we just go like
Go your separate ways.
Exactly. I didn't know that like the opportunity to connect with other people is something that would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
think that's something that I didn't expect.
Going into like the way it was run and stuff, I kind of had this little worry that it'd be sort of quite, what's the word? Some sort of like self-help shock where it's like a load of slogans and mantras and stuff without any, anything concrete or like any substance to it. But it didn't really seem that way. Obviously there was like the leadership like ideas and frameworks, but it was done in a way where it wasn't like, read this quote, you're fixed. Whatever.
We also had to contribute.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice, isn't it?
It's
one of them ones where like you had to be required to say something. Like the ones where like I don't remember what exact prompt it was, but where it was the leader Tony's approach with some of the prompts or whatever, where you just go through every single person in the room until like everyone was done.
Yeah.
And there were the people who no hands up, like you had to be sort of coerced into saying anything. But even by the end, like those people were opening up. And then there's like the little applause thing as well, where like acknowledging the person putting themselves out there. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, what was the other people? It was like Dion and stuff.
Dion.
It was interesting. Yeah, Kim as well. It was interesting hearing from like, I mean, not much older, but elder. Compared to, they'd probably be a bit offended from that, but older than folks who've like gone through it all, in a time that was way harder than ours is, and hearing their perspectives and stuff, like the wisdom that's left.
Yeah, I mean, I liked hearing the different perspectives from other people, so that was
Yeah, for sure.
between us, and yeah, it was a very positive space.
I feel that. Well,
It was a safe space to express.
what you're saying about perspectives and that, like, it's obvious that the Black experience is going to have constants and like variety as well, but it's so striking how many constants there are when it's like, oh, I'm going for A, B, and C. They've also gone for A, B, and C, and there's still X, Y, and Z. But it's kind of nice feeling that solidarity of people who've been through the same stuff as you. Before you started, I feel like a lot of people did. Did you have anything that you were sort of like scared of or hesitant about, or like, something that might have held you back from going?
Well, I think I was very curious about the program.
Yeah.
I was like, let me see what's going on and what this is about.
Mhm.
But I think the thing that I was hesitant about was missing my lecture on the 2 days that I was going to have.
Yeah.
On the 2 days the program was scheduled for. But I was able to get so much out of the program that, I mean,
It's worth the skip.
it was, I mean, and I was able to still make up for the lectures that I missed. So I think that was that's what I was hesitant about.
I get that.
Yeah, what about you?
And I also had like the lectures lab stuff, but once again, like you can catch up on that. But in terms of like at the start, I think they asked a similar question of like it wasn't quite this, but it was something to do with like a time when you felt afraid to speak, or like you weren't able to talk about something. And I stepped forward talking about like the way Black spaces aren't always the friendliest to queer people, and also how queer spaces aren't always the friendliest to Black people.
Yeah.
And in like an all Black space, that was surprisingly scary. Like it's something I've not really done before, and like, yeah, I don't know, because like, what did I think was going to happen, to be honest?
Ish.
But
Yeah.
I say that stuff has happened and could happen. In general, I don't tend to be stressed about talking about stuff, but I was properly like physically shaken, like trembling there, for no reason really, but like with reasons. And it was all proper like comfy, proper accepted, proper nice. And turns out there was like a good 9 to 10 queer people there, like in that space, and that was a high proportion as well, to be honest. But like, it did feel like me opening the floodgates, like starting that conversation, made other people feel comfortable starting that conversation. So yeah, I felt good about that. In terms of like, obviously we've been talking about it was a good time, it was useful, but since it's happened, what's like been the effect on you? Like, what have you got out of it?
I would say that being able to express myself like at all times, because when we were there, we had to, like, they told us the importance of expressing ourselves and our ideas. And something that I struggle with is sometimes this fear of judgment and looking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, even in class now, sometimes, because I used to be scared and ashamed to ask questions because I felt like everybody was getting like everything that was being taught. But now, even if it's the most stupid question or if it's the stupidest question, I still ask because
Only stupid answers or whatever. Like, I get you.
still.
Well, in terms of the thing you said about like expressing yourself, it was getting taught to swim by jumping in the deep end for certain things, because some of the sharing that was happening between people isn't something you typically do with someone in that time frame.
Yes.
There's a bit of like an overload, like a car getting kick-started or whatever in terms of talking about your emotions and experiences. No, I completely agree with the expressing stuff. It also sort of, I don't know, I feel like it affirmed sort of stuff that was already there. Like, people who are, like, I talked to some people who are like, oh yeah, like me, who I might as well, right? Like, did it because nothing better to do, whatever. Yeah. And some people were like, I'm already got these leadership traits or whatever. But to that, like, you know, you already have something, but you want to bring it out, you want to exemplify it, you want to amplify it.
Yeah, I mean, that's good that the program was able to reinforce the values that you had.
Yeah, it's nice to have a space where you can concentrate on yourself and like acknowledge the good things and the flaws, work on the flaws, but also like, you know, praise yourself for the good things, pat on the back, because sometimes the world really doesn't give you one.
Yeah. What are your expectations for the next meetup?
I'm not really sure. It will be like a catch-up thing of like, you know, where are they now, how you've been doing since, but, or like, there was like the values list thing, the like promises to yourself concept, etc. So it'll probably be like the ground rules things of like how well have you stuck to those things that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't think it would be like a, oh my god, you haven't. Like it'd be like, okay, why? Like, you know, it's self-reflection, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but like you said, I know that they're going to ask us how we've been how we've held ourselves accountable to those rules.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm very excited for like the next meetup. Okay.
Hey, that's been a proper nice chat. It's been nice to talk about it because it's been quite a while, and I don't know, it's nice to remember it because it was such a good time.
Yeah, I like being able to reflect on my experience, and it was nice speaking with you and hearing your own experience of the program.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't wait to see you.
Probably a good chat. See you in January.
Yeah, in January.
In a bit, man, too.
Yeah. Bye.